So funny story, right before I started recording this video, my TV kept making weird noises like someone was pressing buttons, and I'm the only one home, so I was like, what's going on here? I was like, there must be a ghost or something. But then I found out my dogs had the remote. It's a naughty dog. So my name's Lauren. If you're new here, you should hit that subscribe button. Today I'm going to be talking about the best reptiles for beginners. So first off, I'm going to be talking about crested gecko. So this is a crested gecko. This is full grown. I have a video about crested gecko care if you guys haven't watched that. In the long run, they're definitely the cheapest because they don't have to eat crickets and they don't have to have any bugs like other reptiles do. They just eat like this powder mixed with water, and so it's kind of similar. Oh no, are you gonna poop on me? Don't poop on me. Okay. I think we're good. In the wild, they just eat fruit, so that's why you feed them like this powder mixed with water that's kind of has fruits in it and stuff. They don't need any lighting. They just need to be sprayed once a day, so they're definitely the low maintenance almost out of any reptile. So they can be anywhere to $50 to like $300 depending on the morph. There's some experienced breeders that sell them for a lot because you can get some really cool colored ones. They don't need as big as a cage as some other ones too, so that's nice about them. I've had him the longest out of all my reptiles, so he's pretty fun. They're pretty cool. Really pretty good with being handled because they're not really skittish too. So yeah, they move pretty slowly. They do jump sometimes, which can scare people. I've had tons of kids hold him and they're totally fine with kids too. I think he's bit once, which it didn't even hurt. Next reptile I'm going to be talking about is a leopard gecko. They stay pretty decent size, about the same size as a crested gecko. They need only a 10-gallon for two. I feel like they do better in groups because they're pretty social. I feel like they like that company. The thing with them, they do need different types of bugs, which can be more pricey in the long run than just the powder mixed with water that you feed the crested geckos. They don't need lighting either because they're actually sensitive to lighting, so you will need why he keeps like, I forgot to show him to you. Oops. Oh, hello there. What are you doing? Okay, they do need a heating pad. They do like the warmer weather. Ew, you peed on me. Oh, no. Can you see that? Oh, there it is. Yep, you peed all over me. Fun. Okay. Cool. I considered one of the best beginners because they don't need as big as its size of tank. They don't need lighting, and they only eat bugs. And they're pretty okay with being handled. They can be a little skittish, a lot more so than the crested gecko. The leopard geckos are usually around $30 for the gecko itself. So that is a leopard gecko. Okay, let me go put them away. The next thing I will be talking about is a bearded dragon. In the long run, they're more expensive than the leopard gecko and the crested gecko just because they're omnivores, so they eat crickets and they eat vegetables and stuff, so they will be more time consuming that way too. These would be considered one of the best beginners because they're really good with being handled. So they get pretty big. They probably get, I want to say, 3 to 4 feet. But that's including their tail, so the body itself isn't super big. They're really like chill. Like you can just have them lay on you. They'll just sit there forever. That kind of thing. The bearded dragon needs a UVB light and a regular light, heating light. They'll die without these, so they're like necessary for them. When they're full grown, they need a 40-gallon tank. These guys cannot be with others. They can get aggressive. They can be really entertaining, just really good with people. A little more work, but I think it's worth it if you're wanting something that's more interactive with you. Okay, so next reptile I'm going to be talking about is a corn snake. Here's one of my corn snakes. This one's a baby. They get about 6 feet. Pretty much any snake, besides some of the aggressives, I would put them as a good beginner pet. So when they're babies, you feed them about every 5 days, and as they get bigger, feed them every week. If they're really big types of snakes, then they only need to be fed like every few weeks or every month even. Corn snakes need a heating pad. They also don't like the light, like the leopard geckos. I'm gonna watch this and then I have to like redo it all because today I just can't talk. Corn snakes, they need about 20 gallon when they're full grown, but something bigger than that is definitely better for them. So they do have bigger space requirements than the geckos, but the bearded dragon needs a bigger tank than the corn snake, or about the same size. Okay, so last reptile I'm going to be talking about is an Argentine black and white tegu. So I actually have a Colombian black and white tegu, which I can get them out. They're pretty similar to the Argentine, except the Colombian can be more aggressive and don't get as big. So the Argentine are considered one of the best beginner reptiles only because they are one of the smartest reptiles, or all the tegus are one of the smartest reptiles. So they can really bond with you. I've heard some of them can learn their names, some of them can learn tricks. I don't know how true that is, but they are pretty dependent on people. You do have to spend time with them to get them to be good around you. They're omnivores like the bearded dragons. They eat bugs and stuff, mice, when they're big enough, rats, and then they also eat like fruits and vegetables. The problem with them is that they do get pretty big. Most people make custom made enclosures for them, which I've heard has to be 6 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet high. I've heard of people just letting them roam around in their room or in their house or something, and you can train them to go to the bathroom in one spot, which is awesome. As soon as I heard of that kind of thing, I was like, oh, I have to get a tegu. I have to. So I'll get mine out. He's brand new. I got him just 2 days ago. So they also need the heat lamp and the UVB light. But this is my little baby. I'm still trying to come up with a name for him. The difference between the Colombian as a baby and the Argentine is Argentine has my card just ran out of storage, so sorry about that. So I don't even know what I was talking about. So out of all of those, it just depends on how much you're willing to spend, how much maintenance you're willing to put in, and how much you want them to be interactive with you. So just do your research and see which one you feel like would be fit for you the most. Or, be like me and have all of them. Look at him, wait, can you see him? Yeah. And that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything, leave them below and I'll try to answer them the best as I can. And make sure to watch my other videos. I will see you guys next time. I hate ending videos. I feel like I'm what do I say? I just feel so awkward.